Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to daily current affairs session. We will cover the current affairs of yesterday and today. Yesterday there were only 2 articles, Nipah virus and National Clean Air Program, and today we have 4 articles and then some factual pointers, right? So these are all the articles that we are going to cover today. Let's see from what static subjects this can be connected to. First one, Nipah virus from science and technology. This related to the disease, right? Various diseases as part of science and technology. Next one, National Clean Air Program, many times been asked in the exam. In most of the whatever exams, like since last 5 to 6 years, the questions has been coming from this particular article. So this is part of environment. Next one, UWIN portal. Again, this is part of science and technology. Let's see what portal is this and why it is important, right? Next one, economic survey. Today, economic survey document was released, but we are not going to see the detailed discussion today. We are just going to see what actually is the economic survey, who released it. And we'll be coming up with the video, the detailed explanation of the provisions related to the economic survey in the coming days, along with the budget as well. Right? So this is part of economy. Next one, National Flag Day. So today we are celebrating National Flag Day on July 22nd. So this is part of polity and culture as well, history as well, right? So polity, you can take it as a history as well, right? Then we have Article 361 related to the governor. This is again from polity, right? So these are all the articles that we are going to cover in detail, and a few factual points are there. Before starting, I hope my voice video is clear. Just confirming. Yeah, very good evening, Mahendra. Yes, so I hope everything is clear. Let's start with the session. The first article today is related to the Nipah virus. You might have seen even in the newspapers or even in social media also that a 14-year-old boy in Malappuram district of Kerala has died because of the Nipah virus. Fine. So this is the context why we are discussing this article, a very important article. The questions will be there from this particular article, right? Let's see about the Nipah virus, what actually this is. So the name itself is giving, it is a virus. The thing is, this virus can cause a zoonotic disease. A zoonotic illness means any disease which can transfer from animals to the humans is called as a zoonotic disease, right? For example, COVID that we have seen in 2020, it was believed to be a zoonotic disease which has spread from one of the Chinese markets to the humans, right? It may be lab, it may be market, that does not matter, but yeah, this also believed to be a zoonotic disease which can spread, which can transfer the disease from animals to humans, right? So this is the nature of Nipah virus. Now, this, whatever the Nipah virus is being transferred, it is caused by a virus which is having a RNA. That means we are having DNA, the double helical structure, but this one, RNA is just a single stranded. So this virus is having a single stranded one, right? So that is also important, and it belongs to the Paromyxoviridae. So this is the family of the virus, right? Sometimes this is also asked in the exam, right? So this is not a DNA virus, rather it is a RNA virus which is having a single stranded structure. Fine. It was first discovered from Malaysia and Singapore in 1998 and 1999. So this is not discovered for the first time from India, rather it was discovered from Southeast Asia and not also Africa, because most of the diseases are being spread from Africa. So you may answer that thinking that this emerged from Africa, but this has come from the Asia itself, the Southeast Asia. Fine. So this is the facts related to it, and this was appeared for the first time from various domestic animals. I mean, pigs was the ones who first the virus was detected from. After that, this was discovered from dogs, cats, goats, horse and sheep and many other animals as well, right? And the disease can be also spread by fruit bats, or also called as flying foxes. This question was asked in this year UPSC Civil Services 2024, they have given two statements about the flying foxes, and many thought that this are actually a foxes, and they have answered in such a way, but this actually is a bird, that is fruit bats. And this flying foxes or fruit bats are the one which can transfer the disease from animals to humans, or maybe directly also. If you eat directly the fruit, we will see the spread also, right? So this acts as a reservoir of that particular virus and then can transfer to the humans as well, right? There is no definite treatment, there is no vaccine, there is no medication as of now. So that's why it is a very, very dangerous disease. Fine. Now let's see how it spreads, right? How it spreads we will discuss here. Here we have humans. So it can transfer from pigs which are carrying this virus, right? When you direct contact with the pigs, or even eating the pigs. In many countries, pigs are also being pork is also one of the foods, right? So it can transfer directly from pigs, or these bats can transfer the virus to the pigs and then from pigs again to the humans. And one more thing, they can directly transfer to the humans. How? If any of the fruit that was eaten by the humans, which was actually bitten by this fruit bat. These fruits are usually present in the forest or whatever the regions, and these bats may eat them a little bit. We even won't be able to recognize that bats has eaten this one. And if we directly eat that fruit, this also can spread. And from humans to humans also it is possible. A very important fact, this can be transferred from humans to humans as well. So that is also a very important thing. So these are all the process or the methods which the Nipah virus can spread to the humans. A very important factual thing to be remembered, right? Now what is the symptoms? What symptoms we will get if anyone occurs with this virus? That is fever, headache, drowsiness, disorientation, right? And then mental confusion, coma as well, and potentially death as well. There are many death cases which Nipah virus has reported, right? Even in India also. So that's why it is a very, very dangerous disease. There is no specific treatment as of now. Fine. So that is about the Nipah virus, a very important fact. Very good evening. Music, masti, entertainment. Fine. A very good evening, Malini as well. Welcome to the session. So let's go to the next article. I hope this is clear. Right? So please do respond if you have any doubts, or else we can move to the next article. That is National Clean Air Program, a very important article. National Clean Air Program. Fine. Now, the context why we have taken this article is, there was a article related to the Indian Express, like we have taken from Indian Express, that nearly 2/3 of the funds allocated to this particular scheme was used for dust management only, right? We will see what is the scheme details and all, but nearly 2/3 of the funds, that is more than 66% funds just used for dust management. There's a lot of pollution in many cities, but just for dust management, 2/3 funds were used, right? So this is the context why we have taken this article. Now, what is this National Clean Air Program? A very important one. You need to understand who launched this and what is the objective, what are the provisions of this scheme as well. A very, very important one to be remembered. Fine. This was launched in January 2019 by Ministry of Environment, right? To prepare the clean action plan for the cities. So the objective of this scheme is to reduce the pollution. In the end, air pollution want to be reduced in the major cities. That is the objective of the scheme. Very simple. But there is a lot of targets as well, lot of other provisions as well, which are important for us to remember. Fine. Now, first thing, it concentrate on particulate matter, right? PM, particulate matter, that is 2.5 as well as PM10. So it is microns. The units are nothing but microns. So you know there's a lot of dust particles which are surrounding us. Those are PM 2.5, 2.5 micron, very, very small one. A little bit bigger one, that is PM10, right? So these two want to be removed under this particular scheme. So the funds that are allocated actually aim to reduce particulate matter, a very important thing to be remembered, right? Now, what is the target? We have kept that objective that we will remove, but what is the target? In which year you will remove, how much you will remove, that is also clearly mentioned. So let's see, the first target was to reduce 20 to 30% by 2024. That means, for example, there is a 100 kg of pollution, particulate matter, right? For example, so 20 to 30%. That means 20 to 30 kgs we want to reduce. So by 2000, this is in 2017. So whatever the existing particulate matter in 2017, we will take the base year, right? And we will remove it to 2024, we will remove it by 20 to 30%, right? So that is the target. Base year is 2017, whatever is the particulate matter in that time, we will estimate it in 2017, and by 2024, we will reduce by 20 to 30% of the 2017 existing particulate matter in the environment, right? But this was not able to achieve, and we have extended the target now to 2026. That 40%, not 20 to 30% by 2024, we will enhance the target and also increase our target year, right? So by 2026, 40% of the particulate matter which was there in 2017 will be reduced. So this is the present objective of this scheme, a very important target to be remembered, right? Now, what is the plan, like how we will implement it? The plan is this, under this program, there were 131 cities that were identified. 131 cities. You can see this, but you don't need to remember all the cities. If you are from any state, you can remember, right? For example, Telangana, Hyderabad, Nalgonda, Patancheru and Sangareddy, and Andhra Pradesh, some 13 are there. So whatever state you are from, you can remember those things, fine. The total 131 cities were targeted, and these cities were called as non-attainment cities. That means they did not achieve the important target to reduce the pollution. So these were identified, 131 cities across India were identified, and the target was to eliminate. So for that particular purpose, 10,422 crore were allocated by the Ministry of Environment to reduce the pollution, that is specifically particulate matter, in this 131 cities, right? So this is how we are going to implement. So states need to be very proactive here. The central government is just to give the funds and give the guidelines, but the implementation part is with the state governments, right? So this is the implementation plan. But this was till now, it's completely, you can say, a failed one, because 60% of the allocated funds have not been used at all, right? So 60% of funds allocated to this particular scheme were not even utilized at all. So this is one thing. And then 27% of cities spend less than 30%, right? So 27% of those cities, they have spent less than 30% to implement this scheme, right? And you can take example of Visakhapatnam and Bengaluru. They have used 0% and 1% funds. That means these funds may be shifted to something else, or they did not even use these funds, right? So 0% by Visakhapatnam and Bengaluru, just 1% of the funds. Such a huge negligence from the part of these cities, right? So this is about the thing. Issues, why there is an issue? Because delay in the approval. So many people, many employees, I am not criticizing the government employees, but most of them were not very expertise and not dedicated to the work, right? So most of those attitudes in the government can be seen in many of the cases in recent times in the newspapers, right? So because of that, the delay in the approval to estimate those things, that's why there was a lot of delays, fine? And there's a lack of standard operating procedure. That is, there is no proper rules and regulations how to use and all. It's just a normal guidelines, and state governments were not at all proactive, right? And similarly, bureaucratic red tapeism, that means delay to implement those projects and all. So because of all these reasons, we are lagging behind in implementing the National Clean Air Plan, right? So that's why pollution is still prevalent in the major cities in India, fine? So that is about the National Clean Air Program. Very good evening, Keshav. Fine. Let's move to the next article. I hope this is clear. So we have seen what is the context, and then what is the plan about National Clean Air Program, and what is the targets that were kept under this particular program, that also we have seen. And then implementation part, they have identified 131 cities, a very important number to be remembered. And then the ministry also you have seen, the fund also you have to remember, right? So, and then implementation laggings behind some examples were reported by the article, fine. Next one, the third article, that is UWin portal. So it is like a website, UWin website or portal you can call. The the context is there is again an article in the Indian Express. Yes, so I have taken from Indian Express explained health page, a very important article. So 100 days health agenda was rolled out of UWin, an online vaccine management portal, right? So this 100 days target was being implemented by Ministry of Health Affairs. And what is this UWin? We will see it, right? So it is nothing but a online vaccination management system for childhood vaccination. You all know that once the child is born, we have a lot of vaccines to be given, right? So there is a set of vaccines. Without those, there will be a spread of lot of disease, including the polio as well, right? So polio vaccination is also very, very important. Similarly, there is a lot of set of vaccines which wants to be given to the children. But the issue is many of the parents were not aware what vaccines were given, right? What is the target, like in which days they have to take care. All those things were not clearly mentioned earlier. But now there will be some Aadhaar numbers given by the, using Aadhaar or mobile phone numbers. The parents will be registered and they will get the SMS details, and then they can see the update, which vaccines has been given to the child and which are all pending. Everything can be seen from the single portal using the mobile number, so that it will be very easy to, inject the vaccines in the children. So that is the aim of this UWin portal, right? Now this is given to the children up to 6 years of age, not above 6 years. So this is specifically for, the child with less than age 6 and also the pregnant women. Fine. So the pregnant women are also covered under this particular program. So everything will be managed in the single portal, right? So it tracks 25 childhood vaccination. This is also important. UWin takes care of 25 types of vaccination to this particular child, right? So this is about the UWin portal. Now features, what are all included in this portal? That is also just to know for yourself. They may not exactly asked in the exam, but yes, you need to know about the practical application of it. Fine. They will have a certificate. They will get the vaccine certificate for each of the disease. Like whatever the vaccination is given, there will be a certification given to this portal, through this portal, and then SMS reminders will be given. Digital convenience, so allow downloading vaccine certificates in the digital manner as well, right? So these are all the provisions under UWin program. Advantages, of course, it can be easily tracked, it can be portable. That means one place to other place it can get vaccination if they are moved to some other place as well, right? Errors will be reduced and then the data will be clearly mentioned. So all these things are some of the advantages of UWin portal. Fine. Which one, Ranjan? I hope you are asking about the UWin portal. It is under the Ministry of Health. This UWin portal is under Ministry of Health, right? So I hope this is the one you are asking for. If you are asking for the previous program, National Clean Air Action Program, that is Ministry of Environment, right? So this is about the UWin portal. Next one, about economic survey. Right? So the context is today at 1 p.m. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented the economic survey 2023-24 to the in front of the Parliament, and it is open to the public now. Fine. We are not discussing detailed economic survey because it takes time. We will be starting working on it in the next few days. You will get the summary of economic survey, right? We will take videos and we will be releasing into the YouTube, right? But I am now discussing about the general issue or general factual data related to the economic survey. Fine. The context you understood. Now let's see what actually is the economic survey. This economic survey is a document which gives the status of Indian economy in the last 1 year specifically and over the last few years, over the period of time in general, right? Specifically, they give more data related to the last 1 year, but yes, they will discuss about the general things in the last 30-40 years also, right? So related to the status of Indian economy. This is one important thing. It is produced every year. This year, they did not give it in the January 31. Usually it is given just a day before the budget, but this year, as there was elections, the government did not release this. Now they have come up with the economic survey, right? Now, whatever the guidelines given by the economic survey is not binding on the government or on the budget. It is just a recommendatory or it is just a survey study, right? So there is no binding framework. They will give a lot of suggestions, but it is not binding on the government. They can take or they cannot, they can discard also, right? So this is also one important thing to be remembered. Now, it provides, gives a framework for economic conditions in the future what will happen, because this economic survey is made by experts, right? It is not like a government employees or generic persons. So it is actually made by the experts with the help of the economic experts. So it can act as a guidelines for the coming days for the government. And this is prepared by Economic Division of Department of Economic Affairs, a very, very important one. Department of Economic Affairs, headed by Chief Economic Advisor, CEA, Chief Economic Advisor, right? Department of Economic Affairs again comes under the Ministry of Finance only, but anyway it is headed by the Chief Economic Advisor. So they release this document, and this is finally approved by the Finance Minister. Finally they approve, the government only, of course, Minister for Finance, right? And some more facts that you need to know about economic survey which may ask in the exam. The first economic survey was presented in 1950-51. The first, in the 1951 itself, they have given the first document, right? And traditionally it was presented along with the budget. This until 1964, this document was presented along with the budget, right? But like after 1964, they have given it just before of the budget, right? Between 2010 to 2020-21, this economic survey used to come in 2 volumes, that is 2 books, right? But now it is just a single document since the 2022-23, right? So these are the few factual things about the economic survey. We will have a detailed discussion about the status of economy and all, and then will be provided in form of videos. Okay, let's move to the next article, that is National Flag Day. Today we are celebrating the National Flag Day, July 22nd, because the context is this national flag was adopted on this particular day, the same day, but in 1947, right? So even before the independence, that is independence we got on August 15, 1947 we got. Even before the independence, we have adopted the national flag, right? On this particular day, July 22nd, 1947. That's why we are celebrating as a National Flag Day. Fine. Now, we need to know a little bit background. This was adopted by the Constituent Assembly, right? So before the Constitution came into the picture, there is we don't have Parliament till that time. It was Constituent Assembly which was given powers to make the Constitution and establish the first Parliament, right? So Constituent Assembly has adopted it on July 22nd, 1947, and this flag represented the end of colonial rule in India, right? You all know that British rule has ended in 1947, and adopting this flag in place of the British India, right? So has marked the first instances of end of colonial rule in India. Fine, that's why it was adopted. Now, you need to know about the flag design as well. The flag length to width, width to length, you can say, width to length should be 2:3. That means 2 sides and 3, right? If it is a 2 meters, this should be 3 meters. So it should be any criteria with the 2 to 3:2 ratio. This is width and this is length. This is the dimensions that should be followed. Many times asked in the exam. Even in civil service also, 2021 there was one statement, right? And then tricolor, we have adopted 3 colors, that is saffron, kesari, and then green color and white. Fine. And at the center we have adopted the Ashoka Chakra, right, with navy blue wheel. You can see here in the picture, right? So this is our national flag. Now, rules and regulations governing it. This was also asked in the exam about the flag code and all. Now, the earliest rules were derived from the Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act 1950. So this is one act which is taking care of the rules and regulation, how we need to use the flag, right? A very important statutory provision. And one more thing, the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971. So these two are the provisions where how we can use, how we should respect the national flag, all those things are clearly mentioned. The provisions are not very important. Just understand that these acts has the provisions which are enabling us to use the national flag, right? Now, this Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act not only includes the flag, like how to use and all, it also includes the Constitution, national anthem, Indian map, all these things were also covered under this Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act, right? Now, later, the government has also bought 2002 Flag Code of India. Government has bought this in 2002 Flag Code of India, where it has given unrestricted use of tricolor. Earlier it was prohibited, like you can see national flag is displayed on many of the shops, right, across India. Earlier it was prohibited, right, under these acts. But now the government has come up with the flag code where in 2002 that anyone can use a tricolor unless until you are not dishonoring it. So the dignity and honor of flag should not be affected, right? You can use, like, hoisting in a reverse manner, those things are not accepted. Unless it is a proper manner, you can use it. Nobody can restrict it using the national flag, right? So this code does not replace these provisions, rather it has given the extra provisions. It says summarize up, right? So this is about the flag code and the National Flag Day. Any doubts in this? I hope that is clear. Let's move to the last article for today, a little bit big article this one, because this is a issue based. Understand all the facts, there's a lot of facts related to the governor, I will be discussing in detail. So be very attentive and understand them. If you have any doubts, you can ask, and also remember the facts as well, right? The context is Supreme Court has agreed to examine the constitutional provision granting immunity to governors. So you may not be able to understand it clearly. We will come back to the issue. Okay, let's go back or let's discuss about the issue. Then we'll come back to the role of governor, what is the immunity given to them. The issue is a contractual employee, the temporary employee in West Bengal Raj Bhavan. Raj Bhavans are the ones where governor stays and work, right? So a contractual employee of Raj Bhavan in West Bengal, she has alleged that Governor C.V. Anand Bose has, sexually harassed her, right? She has filed a complaint on the governor itself, right? But our constitution gives certain immunities to the governor, where the judiciary and all, they cannot take the exact punishments or whatever whenever this person is in the office, right? Unless a person is in the office of the governor or president, the courts or no police can take some actions. We will see from where this provision has derived, but this is the issue. This is what happened. Now let's come back to the office of the governor, right? The constitutional provisions of the governor, you need to understand. The actual appointment of governor by the president to each of the state was derived from Article 153. So Article 153 talks about the appointment of the governor, right, by the president. You need to remember this fact. Now, one single person can be appointed as a governor for 2 or more states. It can be for 1 state or 2 states or 3 states, right? It is up to the government. There is no restriction. This is also given by the Article 153 itself, right? Now, the governor is a connection between the state and center. Our country is a federal country, right? We are having a 3-tier system, central government, state governments, and Panchayat Raj system also came into the picture. So to act as a bridge between the states and center, there is always a governor who is overseeing the activity of the state and reporting time to time to the center, right? So that's why he acts as a bridge between the state and central. Now Article 157 and 158 talks about the eligibility requirements of the governor, who can be appointed, what is the age and all, is discussed by 157 and 158, right? Now, who can be appointed? First one, he should be the citizen of India, so other citizens cannot be appointed. He or she should get at least 35 years of age, so at least 35 years should be completed by who is going to be appointed as a governor, right? And this person, he or she, should not become a member of the parliament or any state legislatures. So MP, MLA, if the person is going to be appointed, they should resign from the MLA post or MP post. Fine, that is also one thing. And they should not hold any office of profit. Office of profit means any money you are getting from the government. So you should not hold any post which you are getting the money from the government. So these are the conditions given in the Article 157 that these persons can be appointed as a governor, right? Now, the tenure of the governor is 5 years. This is also given in the Article 158 itself. So clearly it was given that the tenure of the governor is just 5 years, but it can be extended. So there is no limitation at all. And even before that, he or she can be dismissed by the president, so they can be removed anytime. There is no requirement of any parliament law and all. It's just the president can remove whenever required, right? Also, dismissal of the governors without a valid reason is not permitted. So they can go to the Supreme Court or High Court also, right? So dismissing without any valid reason is not acceptable. They need to give the reason why you are dismissing or removing this person from the governor post. Fine. And governor, he or she himself or herself can give the resignation to the president that I am resigning, right? So these are the process to remove as well as the tenure of the governor. Now, what is the discretionary power of the governor? So what role he plays? Usually he acts as a bridge, that's fine. But there are some discretionary powers. That means this governor no need to act on the suggestion of the chief minister. He or she can act in a whatever way they want. So it is completely discretion. In what instances? This was also asked many times in the exam. First thing, appointment of the chief minister when no party has a clear majority. If there is no party which got the majority in that election, this person can appoint any person among those persons, and then they can ask for proving the majority in 30 days, right? So this is the discretionary powers. And in times of no confidence motions, if there is a no confidence motion was passed by the legislature, that means the government has been lost the confidence. So that time governor has full powers, whatever he can do, right? And then in case of failure of constitutional machinery, that means emergency, president ruled. You can say it as a president rule. So Article 356, whenever there is a president rule, the governor will also have a lot of discretion. No chief minister, no home minister, nothing. So governor will have a lot of discretionary powers. And then whenever the bill is passed by the state legislature, right? So those can be given or forwarded to the president. So it is also his discretion. Nobody can restrict that you should not forward to the president. It is completely discretion of the governor. So in these 4 cases only, the governor can act as on a discretion. In other cases, he or she should follow the guidelines given by the chief minister headed by the council of ministers, right? Now, coming to the actual context, the Article 361, this is one of the most powerful article for the post of president and governor, right? So we will link it to the specific case. We have already discussed what has happened. The sexual harassment case was filed against the governor. So why it was not being taken up, right? So the reason is Article 361. Article 361 clearly says that there is an exemption to Article 14. Article 14 is right to equality. Every person has to consider equally. You, me, governor, president, anyone has to be equally considered. But this was given exemption to the governors and presidents, right? Article 361 is a exemption to Article 14 to treat governors and presidents in a much better way, right? Under this article, whenever there is a governor or president in their post, no criminal action can be taken, no cases can be taken, or no action can be taken against the governor unless until he or she is there in that particular position. Once they come out of this position, then they can take. But until they are holding those office, right, nobody can take any action. This is the Article 361 has given the power. This is related to the criminal offences, right? This is related to the criminal offences. But in case of civil suits, civil means any land disputes, marriage things and all, then it can be taken, but giving notice at least 2 months before. So at least 2 months notice has to be given before taking the action in case of civil suits. In case of criminal, no punishment or no action can be taken against the governor or president. Fine. Now the case we have already seen that a woman has allegedly filed a case that sexually harassed by the governor. So that's why now Supreme Court is considering whether we of course we cannot take the action, but at least can we file a FIR against the person? So this is being checked by the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, with the bench, right? We have to see what will they pronounce. And there are previous pronouncements related to this, many times asked in the exam. The court cases are also asked in the exam, case laws. Even if they are not asking, you can use them in your answers if you are writing the state PSC mains or civil service mains and all, right? One is 2017 Babri Masjid case, state versus Kalyan Singh and others. So Kalyan Singh was one of the person who was involved in the Babri case, Babri Masjid demolition in 1992, right? But this time he was holding the governor post. He is a governor, right? So because of that, Supreme Court has delayed any trial. We will not take any trial action until unless he come out of this office. So this is what they have announced in 2017 Babri Masjid case. And in 2015 Madhya Pradesh High Court Vyapam scams case held that this Article 361 provides absolute protection. There is no limitation at all. It is absolutely protecting the governor and president. So we cannot involve at all. This is what they have said in this Vyapam scam case. And 2016 Rameshwar Prasad versus Union of India, the Supreme Court said that the governor has immunity only through his constitutional position. The personal things and all will be subjected to the judiciary. So this is what the Supreme Court has said. These three case laws you can use in the answers as well, or directly will be asked in the exams as well, right? So that is the issue of the governor. I hope this is clear. Is there any doubt? Any doubt in the case of governor article? Because this is an issue based. We have discussed about the role of governor, constitutional provisions and all, and then we have discussed the West Bengal governor issue, right? Why the judiciary or the present government cannot be able to take the action. Fine. I hope this is clear. Now moving to the factual pointers. First one, new plant species was discovered. The name is Phlogocanthus Sudhanshu Shekhari. So this is a name, Sudhanshu Shekhari, right? Phlogocanthus is a scientific name and this is a discovered name, right? So it was discovered from Itanagar Wildlife Sanctuary. So Itanagar is a capital of Arunachal Pradesh, so we can easily remember, right? So this is present in the Arunachal Pradesh. They may ask you directly that new plant species was recently discovered from which state. I'm not able to understand your query. Okay. Fine. Okay. So this is the fact. Next fact, Atika Mir, a 9-year-old Indian racer. So she's a racer, right? Atika Mir has made a history actually in the tournament Le Mans Kart International Circuit. She has become the first female racer in the world. First female racer in the world to win race in this particular Rotex Challenge International Trophy. So this is a very proud moment for India, as first female is from India itself, right? So these are the two facts that are important for our exam. Very good evening, Shanti. Welcome to the session. Now let's practice some questions. Some of the questions are directly taken from previous years of various examination. So you have to remember as well, right? So let's solve the questions. Consider the following statements regarding the eligibility requirement for the post of governor as specified in the Constitution. So they are asking about the eligibility criteria of the governor post, right? So there are two statements. Let's test. The governor must be at least 35 years of age, the first statement. Second statement, governor must not be a member of either House of Parliament or House of State Legislatures. So what is the answer for this? Let's test. The governor must be at least 35 years of age. Yes. So this was, we have seen, at least 35 years of age should be there. The governor must not be a member of either of parliament or state legislature. So this is also correct. So both the statements are correct and hence answer is both 1 and 2. Yes, Santosh, Santi, yes, correct. Both of you have answered this correct, and Malini, Keshav, everyone have answered this correct. Fine. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following statements about National Clean Air Program is incorrect? They are asking about the incorrect statements. Out of the 4, they are asking you to identify the incorrect. Correct, Ranjan, for the previous question. It has a target of reduction of particulate matter of 40% of 2017 by 2026. So at least 40% of the 2017 level has to be achieved by 2026. So this is the target they are saying. The National Clean Air Action Program was launched in 2019. So this is the second statement. It is country's first such framework for air quality management with a time-bound manner. Time-bound means a time limit was kept, right? It was launched by Ministry of Urban Affairs. So what is the answer for this? First statement, this is correct. Yes, 40% of 2017 level by 2026 it was extended, and yes, this was launched in 2019, right? It is country's first such framework of air quality management. Yes, this is the such first one. This is not by Ministry of Urban Affairs, rather Ministry of Environment, right? So answer is D. Yes, Santosh, Ranjan, Malini and Santi, everyone have answered this correct. Very good. Next one, the natural host of Nipah virus is. The natural host of Nipah virus is. Pigs, humans, fruit bats, mosquitoes. Natural host means this virus can be directly for the first time hosted, like pigs you take, they cannot host directly, it has to be transferred by something else, right? So natural host means without any in between who can carry directly the virus. Pigs, humans, fruit bats, mosquitoes. So we have seen this is not a vector-borne disease, and this is not carried directly by the humans, right? Rather, they are fruit bats which carry the virus directly from the whatever the sources, right? It is pigs, again fruit bats transfer to the pigs, not directly pigs will be carrying the virus. So yes, correct. C is the answer. Malini, Santi, Ranjan and Santosh. Correct. Next one, question last before question. Consider the following statements regarding UWin portal. About the UWin portal, this was taken from one of the RRB exams, Railway Board exams recently. UWin is an online vaccine management system for childhood vaccination similar to the CoWIN platform used for the COVID pandemic, right? So this is the first statement. The UWin platform registered children up to age of 6 years and pregnant mothers. So among this, which one are correct? Yes, Santosh, for third question C correct. Fourth one, so first statement is correct. It is like similar to COVID pandemic, CoWIN what government has launched. Same way, UWin was launched for the children vaccination. So first statement is correct, and this is for up to 6 years age and pregnant mothers. So this is also correct. Right. So Santosh, Ranjan, Shanti, Malini, Keshav, everyone have answered this correct. Last question for today. Consider the following statements about economic survey, right? Economic survey is prepared by Economic Division of the Department of Economic Affairs under the guidance of Chief Economic Advisor. So this is the first statement. Second statement, the recommendations of the economic survey are binding on the union government. right? So how many out of this what statements are correct, they are asking. First one, yes, it is released by Department of Economic Affairs under the guidance of Chief Economic Advisor. First statement is correct. The recommendation of economic survey are binding on the union budget. No, this is not a binding on this. So second statement is wrong, right? But first statement is correct. It is prepared by Department of Economic Affairs under the Chief Economic Advisor. So answer is A. Yes, Santosh and Shanti, correct. So that is all for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed. And yes, see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Thank you.